wanted to name it this. Oh, heck no. Right?
Hallelujah!
Hallelujah, it's raining man. Oh, heck no. So, we're going to be looking into David. Again, where the whole series is about David. And we're going to have a moment where David basically has this thought of oh, heck no. This is no longer going to happen. I refuse to allow this to happen. And he does something about it. But we're going to be looking into that moment. Okay? So last week we were in Samuel, 1 Samuel 16. We're just one chapter after in David's story. And again, we're kind of looking at his humble beginnings towards kingship. And what we were discussing last week is not only did he have an interesting start, and that he didn't gain this superiority as a one king overnight. In fact, he was overlooked to begin with. Right? So we're starting a chapter after that. And just so I don't leave you in the dark, what is happening right now is there's the Philistines that are invading Judah. Right? So we have the Philistines, and they are basically trying to invade. And then we have Saul, who is the king of Israelites. And so he has them all lined up, getting ready for battle. Right? And both camps are waiting for the other one to make a move. Right? So they know a big war is going to happen, and they're getting ready. And so that's why we're jumping into the story. And it's going to be 1 Samuel 4 through 9, chapter 17, of course. So let me get my Bible. Now, you can read along on the screen right there. So, again, we are just at the start of this massive war that's going to happen. So, verse 4, chapter 17, read along with me. A champion named Goliath, who was from Gath or Goth, I'm not sure, came out of the Philistines' camp. His height was 6 cubits and a span, and I'll explain what that is. He had a bronze helmet on his head and wore a coat of scale armor of bronze weighing 5,000 shekels. Again, weird. I've never seen shekel before, but 5,000. On his legs, he wore bronze greaves, which is kind of like shin plates, and a bronze javelin which was slung on his back. His spear shaft was like a weaver's rod, and its iron point weighed 600 shekels. His shield bearer went ahead of him. Goliath stood and shouted to the ranks. So again, when you get ready for war back then, you line up all your people, kind of like a dodgeball line, where you'd be looking at the entire army and they'd be looking at you. So there's this Goliath who stood out in front of his whole army and shouted to the ranks of Israel, "Why do you come out and line up for battle? Am I not a Philistine, and you are not the servants of Saul? Choose a man and have him come down to me. If he is able to fight and kill me, we will become your subjects," aka we will be your slaves. If he's able to kill me. But if I overcome him and kill him, you will become our subjects and serve us. So he's having this massive challenge, this 1v1 me bro kind of challenge, where he's like, I am a huge dude, and I challenge you, if you can beat me, we will become your servants, but if I beat one of your dudes, you all belong to me and my army. That's a bold statement. So how big was Goliath? We've probably heard some stories about Goliath, but how exactly is this 6 cubits or 5 cubits or whatever it was? How big is this dude? Right? And so our first one is his height is 6 cubits and a span. How tall do you think that is before it's on the screen? How tall do you think that is?
Just top of the screen.
Top of the roof.
Look on the screen.
Oh, top of the screen.
10 feet.
10 feet? What? Top of the roof, okay? So it's a giant. And the 6 cubits in a span equals 9 feet and 9 inches.
Oh,
So 10 was awfully close. This dude is a massive man, right? Okay, so just going one step further, when we're talking about his armor being 5,000 shekels, now shekels is an odd word, how much do you think that weighs? 5,000 sounds like a lot, so don't think it's in the thousands, but it's heavy. How heavy do you think the armor of a 9'9" dude is? How heavy in pounds, not in shekels, obviously? You gotta guess. Andrea, you were closest. 70 pounds?
329 pounds.
329 pounds. 250. Okay, we got some solid guesses in the back. 60. Okay, so I will give you the answer. The answer is 125 pounds. That's basically me. He's wearing me as a bodyguard, so imagine me just kind of hanging out strapped to his shoulders. That's how much his armor, just as his chest plate weighs. This dude was huge. Now, another thing, which don't get too distracted, is his sword, or his spear. The whole thing weighed, what was it, 600? Let's see here. 600 shekels. How much do you think that is?
175.
175, okay.
225.
6 pounds. Okay, 2 pounds. 80. Okay, so again, shekels and the huge number is kind of hard to tell.
37.
His spear weighed 15 pounds alone. Now, for those of you who think, it's not that bad, let me show you what else is 15 pounds. So this is coming from my office, Chris already saw it. This is my pride and joy, and I'll show it to you right now. This is my sword. That is 15 pounds. This is 15 pounds. Now imagine this thing as a spear. Think how big a spear has to be 15 pounds. Now I'm going to challenge someone, one of my 8th graders, and I told Julian I'd pick someone. One of my 8th graders, the challenge of a spear is it's long and you must hold it in front of you. So I'm going to challenge one of my 8th graders to hold this sword up and then point it towards the back. That's all I want you to do. James, you're the biggest one. So James, come on up. I'm going to hand you this sword, and you are going to hold it straight up, like hiya. Okay, how heavy is that? Kind of heavy. Now, again, if we hold it, it gets a lot harder. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to extend your arms and then hold it straight out.
Yeah, bro.
What do you mean you can't? Actually heavy. What do you mean it's actually heavy? You're doing fine right now.
Just do it. I can't. It's heavy.
It is actually heavy. It is actually heavy. Okay, let me have one more person for my 8th graders. Only for my 8th graders.
I'm buff. That's actually heavy.
Now hold it up like you would, like your Excalibur. Now, how heavy is that? Are you doing all right?
I'm chilling.
You're chilling. Okay. Now, as a spear, you have to hold the whole thing straight like this. So for a sword, just to pretend on how heavy this could be, you are going to extend your arms and point it towards the back. Now, don't hit anyone or drop the sword.
Or hit yourself.
So if you drop it, you die.
Okay.
So, extend your arms and extend.
I got it.
Do you?
Look how much of a pro I
You
am.
are doing pretty good.
Look at this,
But,
bro.
Okay, now
I'm not-
see how your elbow? Okay.
There, I got it. I'm still extended. I am buff. I
That's
am
pretty good. Now, how heavy do you? Is that pretty heavy?
No.
Now imagine that much weight extended
Right.
down your
Now it's longer. Are you doing? You're doing. Okay. Now again, you gotta hold it straight. Your
Whoa,
elbow.
you made my hands sweaty.
He's holding it like this, and that's not quite. You wanna like this straight.
Put your hands together.
Extend the elbow.
Alright. I already did it. I already did your
Alright. Now I'm gonna put this away, but this is my sword. I love my sword. It's 15 pounds. Now imagine this longer. The length is important because the heavier it is and the longer it is the length equates to how the gravity works and how much muscles have to work. Now,
Can you do it super?
I can slightly. Better than Jack,
I still did.
but not by much.
Do it.
I'll do that. I'll do that. So, again, I don't want to distract you too much, but I wanted to give you a visual of what 15 pounds of weaponry looks like. Because we think 15 pounds, that's not heavy. But is it heavy? It is heavy. Especially when you're trying to use it.
I was a bit.
Just saying, it's huge. So we have a bit of a situation on our hands. As the Israelites are in the middle of being challenged by this big, massive man and not really being able to do anything about this 1v1 because they know if we lose, all of us are going to be slaves. Of course, they don't want that. I mean, I would imagine that they don't want that. And so, every single day that they lined up for battle, Goliath would come up and offend them and say hurtful things, probably about their grandmas, probably about their moms. He would make fun of them for not being man enough to challenge him for 40 days straight. 40 days, he taunted the other army, challenging them, being like, where are you guys at? If you fight me, it's over. So why aren't you coming out? For 40 long days, the Israelites did nothing except watch. And verse 11, upon hearing, it's not going to be on the screen, but verse 11 says, upon hearing his words when he's challenging them, being Goliath, they were dismayed and terrified. So for 40 days, which is a month and a week and a half, they were terrified of being slaughtered by this one dude. So here's where the lesson of the story really begins. David comes onto the scene. We're going to find him walking in, kind of like, da-da-da. So he walks into the scene. He's supposed to deliver some food to his brothers, right? And that's when he, absolutely doesn't know anything about the situation. He walks into the battlefield and he's like, what's going on? What? I thought we were in a battle. And that's when he sees Goliath making all these challenges. And he overhears it, and this is where his moment where he says, oh, heck no. This is not going to happen like this. So he gets upset. And you got to remember, David's a young, scrawny dude. He's not Goliath. He's probably normal size, whatever normal size may be. Danny, you're a little shorter than normal people. But good try. I'm just saying, I mean, you tried that. So here's a small dude who walks up, knows nothing, and that one instance he hears a Goliath speaking. He has this moment, he goes, oh, heck no. This is not happening.